The first 2 years I lost 100 pounds.
Sure about that. What? Like, you want a picture of me? Like,
Yeah. Graham, can you come do backflips?
Cardio's making you fat. That's what we're going to talk about today.
You're listening to the Northstar Podcast.
What's up, everyone? It's your favorite tech bros. As you can see, we have our computers out. This is episode 88 of the Northstar Podcast. And guys, we're going to be talking about the 5 diet mistakes that are killing your gains, your progress, and also what to do instead. So we're just going to bang it out. All right, guys? Some of you guys might be on a drive right now, and hopefully we can pump out this podcast by the time you get to your destination. Mistake number 1, kill your gains, is going nuclear rather than making small changes. Jeremy, you want to add on this?
Yeah, I think just like the biggest thing when it comes down to going into any goal or anything that you're trying to achieve, no matter if it's fitness or not, is not going all in right away and trying to start making small changes. And by not going all in, I don't mean commitment level. I just mean by changing everything around you and changing it fully to a point where everything in your life is different now, right? Where if you can just add something or make one habit, and then that habit will compound to another habit,
Which could possibly substitute another habit that's a bad habit.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of people just go all in, and it's not that that's bad, but most of the times, from what I've seen some people be able to do it, but I would say the percentage of people that don't do it is a lot higher. And if you just go all in and, just run through it and just try to do things as fast as you can and change everything at once, you usually tend to fail.
And it backfires, right? Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Tend to fail. And for example, if we really want to think about it, it's yes, there might be quick results with the scale dropping, but you're also going to be a lot more hungry, a lot more miserable, a lot more fatigued. Probably you're going to be more of a dick to everyone around you because you're going to be irritated from a bunch of things. Your cravings are going to skyrocket. You're just going to have worse recovery, and then you're just putting strains on yourself, right? And what usually happens is rebounds, right? It backfires, and then you backfire again by rebounding, overeating, and not being able to stick to it, and then saying, I'm going to start again next Monday.
Well, and that's the thing, is most people that I find, they tend to actually, the people that I've seen the most success with are the people that do it the slowest. And I don't mean by, not trying every single day, but if you tend to lose the weight slower, it's because you're also building habits along the way. You tend to keep that weight off longer.
I have a funny analogy for that.
Okay.
Called the microwave baby effect.
Okay,
so
oh, no.
Okay, so imagine a baby that was pumped down 30 minutes, right? Womb pregnant 30 minutes.
Okay.
You don't expect that baby's gonna look fucked up, let's be real. Right? Now, when it comes to childbirth, it takes 9 months, right? It takes time. I like to think of it like a tree that's
I
growing.
Thought you meant, oh man.
No, not microwaving baby. No, microwaving a baby. That would be
I thought you meant once the baby is
alive, you cook it?
No. I thought you meant once the baby is ready to come out. If it comes out really fast, I'm that doesn't matter if it comes out in 30 seconds or in so.
No, but what I was gonna say is there's a process, right?
The person gets pregnant and then the baby just comes out. Okay.
There's if that happens, it's not natural, and there's a process to things, right? Right. There's gonna be deficiencies. There's gonna be all these things, right?
The birds and the bees.
Birds and the bees, okay. And the same thing with the tree growth, right? It takes a while for a seed to grow. And the biggest thing is, like you mentioned, starting off with just focusing on one habit, whether that's once a week, okay, maybe that's adding one new thing a day, depending, everyone's going to have different levels. But the biggest thing with the microwave baby, if you search up Jeff Logan, he actually probably says it way better than I just said it.
No, I understood. I get what you mean. I just at first.
Yeah, things take time to cook. That's the biggest thing. And it's you need to, that came off wrong. But yeah, slowly add on and think about progressive overload. Even if you think of athletes who get hurt, or you can probably, most viewers can listen to this and think it to themselves, whenever they don't build capacity, and when I say capacity, let's talk about an example would be weightlifting. Let's say you're working up to your 1 rep max, and then every single session you cut your reps from building up your repetitions with whatever weight you're working. you kind of just keep jumping weight. So you keep working on 1 rep maxes, 3 rep maxes, and you don't go back to, let's say, like doing more reps. I always say, like, let's say you hit a new weight in the gym. Try not to then go straight to hitting a new weight. Try to then increase the reps on that weight. Once you've built capacity and your body's built tolerance and is actually adapted, then you give it that new stimulus, which would be that new weight. And it's kind of the same thing when it comes to nutrition as well. Instead of going all in at once, let your body adapt. As it adapts, then put on a new stimulus so it can readapt. And that way, more steady, more consistent, you feel better. And yeah, and you don't microwave the babies.
Hey, don't want that happening.
Want to jump into mistake 2?
Yeah, and the mistake number 2 is not measuring anything. So in regards to this, just meaning like, what are you measuring your way of progress? If that's either like scale weight or progress pictures or measurements or in-body scans or DEXA scans or strength in the gym or clothes fitting better, whatever it may be, I think having the right thing to measure for you is going to be the best scenario. Just because maybe someone else has a better mindset towards seeing the scale weight drop, maybe that's their thing. Right? Like maybe that's something that they need to do and they're okay. But if you step on the scale and every time you see a number, and it's gained a pound and you get so defeated, or if it's lost, you lost 2 pounds and you're, having a party, like if your emotions are basing that, it should just be a number. Like it should just be a point of data for you so that you understand, okay, which direction am I going? Why did this happen? It's just feedback at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it builds awareness, right? Yeah. So absolutely. And also like how you're tracking, if you really want to get more into it, like I guess the bit more guesswork that you are doing, even if you start with small things, like small things always lead up. Once you've like built a habit, like I always tell people, like learn what like an ounce of chicken looks like, right? And then once you can actually kind of visualize it, you actually have now built so much more awareness when you're grocery shopping, when you're going out for food. If you actually know how much it is, simple stuff, we've always done like the hand trick method as well. But simply being able to build a method that works for you and a system that works for you is going to be the biggest thing. And then just working on accuracy. If you're accurate, you're bound to see results.
Yeah. Mistake number 3 is treating sleep and environment as extras. We've talked about sleep so many times. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, the best way I can describe it, and you can go in and mention anything else, but just find like an hour that makes sense for you to go to bed and wake up and that you feel good. Like everyone has a different, life. They have a different job. They have whatever it is. And I think at the end of the day, if you can get 7 to 9 hours, I know it's a very, like, everyone throws that number out, but, like, even myself, I find if I can get between 7 and 9... You know it. Like, when you get those hours, that you feel better. Like, you walk in, you're got bigger smiles. Yeah. And if you can only get 5, but you can get maybe, like, an hour nap, like, in your day, or whatever it is, 30 minutes, whatever, it's better than not getting it at all, right? I like to think of it as, like, maybe... Not a lot of people have talked about it, but I think like your weekly sleep, like how many hours did you get in a week? Like I don't think catching up on like 7 hours in multiple days in a row to try to catch up. But I think if you can like maybe one day get 6, the other day you might get 9, the other day you might get, right? And if it adds up to close to that amount of hours, it's kind of like what we do about like weighing yourself. Yeah, it's maybe... Yeah. I haven't heard that perspective before. Honestly, I just thought of it right now. Yeah. But I was thinking like, I find that for myself now that we're talking, that if I can still kind of catch up, even if that's the end of the week or the beginning of the week or a day, I still find like I can still even out, right?
And you mean actually sleep, not naps, right?
Yeah, well, I think naps can actually be added to that too, because, something that I actually really enjoyed with the Oura Ring, like, it actually shows you what's considered sleep debt. So it tells you how many hours that you are
in your bank that you need to fill up.
Almost. Yes. Yeah. Okay. And then it'll tell you when you've hit you don't. Yeah, you're now hitting a better recovery. Yep. You don't need as many hours to make up. Because there was a period of time where and that's why I like trackables and wearables in that case, because you can kind of, it keeps you a little bit accountable, but it also gives you some data points.
Yeah,
But I had,
and it makes you something to look forward
Yeah.
to, in my opinion. It's
Yeah.
like, I like to gamify things, and it's like, okay, it's like, to get to the next level, we got to do this. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good ones. I guess Oura-ring, Whoop is one. Google had a
Apple
cheap
Watch,
one.
there's everything, man.
Yeah, I know like a nice, good cheap one that recently came out was
Yeah.
the Google Fitbit Air.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
basically just like the Whoop, but it's like
Yeah.
a lot more cheaper. And yeah. And then mistake 4 would just be, this is a big one that we always see. I mean, I personally see this a lot, is that people cut out the foods they enjoy. And that's usually by following an all or nothing mindset, saying, okay, I'm going to, like we mentioned, going nuclear off the bat and changing too many things out and just cutting too many things. We've talked about it so many times, adding things in and letting that slowly substitute. Because for example, like let's say you have sugar cravings, if you add in foods that have more nutrients and then you naturally kind of substitute those sugar cravings because you just don't eat them and you take them out. Yeah, and at the end of the day, like if it's not sustainable, you're not gonna do it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You're taking all the foods you love, like, and the biggest thing is there's always substitutes. Like for example, I know people in Abbotsford or even further out. There's like you love pizza, like there's this place called Wildflower Pizza, and they make really good healthy
Yeah,
pizza.
it's by Trading
Gladwin.
Post.
Yeah, by the Trading Post.
Yeah.
There's shout to them. I should. And there's actually like, even if you have a certain place you like to eat out, like we just had Subway, but like understanding and building awareness and trying to figure out what foods you enjoy and possibly what type of things to add in from a favorite place to eat out. It's just such a game changer because you don't feel as gross eating out too.
Yeah, because then you've done a little bit more research and you know, you can still
Less
go
shame
out
about it
well,
too.
and you go enjoy it with friends still, and right? So
Yeah, and that social aspect is huge.
yeah.
And on to the final one. I'll let you bang this one out.
Yeah, mistake number 5, just zero skills in the kitchen, and I think that's pretty like broad. Like we're not saying like be gourmet chef, but also, you know, have awareness of like what has what in it. I think a lot of times if I were to ask someone, you know, like what does an egg contain, like protein and fats wise, most people have no clue. Right. And I'm not saying you have to, again, be a gourmet chef or know every calorie or
ingredient.
But just having some awareness around it. Also, the nice thing about nowadays is like there's so many companies that do meal prep as well.
Sure.
And, you know, if you're someone who just doesn't like cooking and you've tried, and, you know, there are some people out there, and just like anything, you know, like hire a meal prep company.
That's what I do with most of my clients now too, just because I do it myself as well. I've used multiple different companies. We've talked about Stay Fit Cafe. There's Two Guys with Knives I've used. Especially if you have a good, reliable meal prep, it's a game changer.
Oh yeah.
Like, and the nice thing is most of them, they have very good variation with their like weekly rotations when it comes to their foods, and it can be cheaper depending. Like I know with me, I'm like with meal prep, I actually would save more than what we were doing before with groceries.
Well, and I think just because too, it just depends on it's time first.
Yep.
And then second, it's like
huge. Time is huge.
Yeah, and most of those places have meal prep companies, they're already buying so much in bulk. So their food is going to be cheaper.
Yep.
And if you were to go buy
because they save because of their bulk. Yep.
Yeah. So if you're looking at, you know, you might look at it as a meal out, but you also have to think like if you're always someone who already does go out to eat all the time and you're not wanting to look at meal prep as an option,
the funny thing is it's usually cheaper.
It's way cheaper.
If you're doing meal prep versus going to McDonald's nowadays, like you're gonna get way higher quality food, better quality food.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is you can
feel
just go
better, man.
You're gonna go if you go like a face-to-face approach, like let's say you just do it for fat loss, it can make your fat loss a lot more easier. You don't have to think, right?
100%.
You don't think and you don't feel that guilt because you know like you can trust it.
Yeah.
And then let's say you're then going to go on vacation. Sure, go eat a little bit more, enjoy your life. And then if you need to, just go back onto it.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would just mention is when it comes to skills in the kitchen is like you kind of mentioned with the ingredients, have a basic understanding of, I guess, like what food is how much this, like, and I always like to say like, maybe just pick like 4 to 5 foods. I think anyone in this world can learn how to cook 4 or 5 foods that are healthy and that they'll enjoy.
Yeah. Even if it's like a breakfast and a lunch you make and then you have dinner, something else, or vice versa or whatever. Like even if it's one thing that you can make that you enjoy, that's simple.
And that could possibly hit your targets.
Yeah. Then learn that and go from there.
Master it from there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And guys, besides that was episode 88.
Yeah.
Keep killing it. And we'll see you guys on 89.
See you next one. Peace.
Peace.